In my last video, I took a look at assembly files and how to assemble different parts in Inventor. In this video, I'll be looking at Inventor presentation files, or IPN files, to see how we can make animations of our assemblies. If an assembly is a useful way to see how something looks when it's put together, a presentation is a great way to show how the assembly actually happens. We can also use presentation files to create exploded drawing views, which are great for showing how parts go together and are commonly found in instruction manuals. There's a lot more you can do with presentation files, but this video will cover the basics. For this example, I'll be working with this assembly of a toggle clamp. To begin, I need to create a new file and choose the presentation file type, or IPN, for Inventor presentation. Before I do anything more, I want to do a save as and give my presentation a name and a location that I'll remember. Before I can animate my assembly, I need to place it into my graphics window. I click Create View in the ribbon and browse through my folders to find the correct assembly file. It just so happens that my clamp assembly is open already, so it has been selected by default. I click OK, and now my assembly is ready to tweak. Tweaks are the individual modifications that we add to components to pull them away from the assembly. We will add tweaks to each component part to pull them away, and then we will be able to play back the animation to see our tweaks play out in reverse order. So the first parts I want to tweak will be the last parts to come together in my animation. I click Tweak Components in the ribbon, and the first thing I have to do is click on a part to orient the tweak direction. The highlighted arrow shows the direction that the component will move, and if that isn't the direction that you want, then you need to click a different arrow. If you want to move more than one component with a tweak, then you need to click Part and then click all of the components you want to move. I'll be tweaking all of these pins in the same direction at the same distance, so I will tweak them all at once. With the parts selected, I type the distance I want to move them, 5 inches, and click Enter. I like the way the preview is looking, so I click the green check to keep it. If I decided later that I want to edit this tweak, I can go over to my model browser, expand the explosion, expand the assembly, and expand the part that was tweaked. All of the tweaks performed on a part are listed under that part, and double-clicking on them will allow you to edit those tweaks. Now I'm going to tweak the rest of the clamp components except for the gold clamp base. While I do this, I'm keeping a few things in mind. When I view the explosion from the home view, I don't want to see any of the parts overlapping each other. I also don't want to tweak any components in an unnatural way. For example, I won't tweak any component so that it has to travel through another component in order to assemble. When I'm finished, I'll be adding this exploded view to a drawing, so I want it to clearly communicate how my parts will go together with no room for misinterpretation or confusion. There, looking good. I'm now ready to view my animation. I click Animate in the ribbon and Play to see my assembly come together. You can make the animation happen faster or slower by changing the interval. You can also click the arrow in the bottom corner of the animation window to see the order of the tweaks in the animation. Here you can drag the tweaks to reorder them, or you can group a set of tweaks to get them to happen at the same time. I'm going to group the left and right clamp arms together and the left and right sets of pins together, so both halves of the clamp will assemble simultaneously. You can also click the red Record button to save your animation as a Windows Media Video or as an AVI file, so you can share it with others that may not have Inventor to view your presentation. I think my clamp is looking good, so I'm now going to bring it into an Inventor drawing. Just like any part or assembly file, I click Base in my ribbon and select my Inventor presentation file to be placed. I'm going to reorient the drawing view to the top right isometric view like my completed assembly, and make sure my scale is set the same as my assembly also. I'd also like my exploded view to be shaded, so I'll click that option and then OK. This has been an introductory look at Inventor presentation files and how to use them to create animations and exploded views. I hope to have more videos coming soon that will show you more things that you can do with Inventor presentations. Good luck!